as we begin to prepare to receive, I'm just going to allow you to settle in, connect with this music, and begin calling in your inner queen. And I will return shortly. All right. Kia toyana shiama kulatiana kulatia sukuyana yishiana. Welcome, beloved sisters. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so happy to be here to connect with all of you. So I'm streaming through Zoom, and so I'm checking the comments here on my phone. So if you're here live, please let me know that you're here. I'd love to say hello and connect with your energy personally throughout this transmission. And if you're here on the replay as well, please say hello. And yeah, today's going to be a really special experience. And I'm really excited. And we have a lot of new women in the group. So I want to start out by saying hi. My name's Alasia. If we haven't met yet, I am the keeper of this very sacred shamanic medicine circle, which is an extension of Sanctuary of Sophia, a New Earth Sisterhood and Sophianic medicine container that I hold to support the rise of the divine feminine Christ and Gaia Sophia on this planet. So I'm really excited to bring forth this oracle transmission today. This came to me back in August, and I have been pushing it back because it just hasn't been time. And so it's finally time today. And I understand now because there have been a lot of pieces that have come in that are connected to this for all of us as we really come into this wave that we're moving into the winter solstice and into the new year. So I'm just checking the comments here. Hi, Sarah, beloved sister. Hi, Vanna. Hi, Saffron. Hi, Sarah. Jenna. Hi, Jenna. All the way from Mexico. Hi, Alicia. Welcome, sisters. So happy to connect with all of you. Thank you so much for being here. So yeah, I apologize for the delay. You know, I really like to start things on time. I will share, though, that nomadic RV life, and we're traveling now. We're traveling every day. And so it's very unpredictable. And I do my best to stay in integrity with the timing and at least communicate. So thank you for your presence and your patience. We are in Wyoming. We're at a farm in Wyoming right now. And yeah, we'll just be here for the night. So there's a lot of big open space here. And it was really beautiful because as we were parking the rig and leveling it, I looked down and I saw this beautiful sage medicine growing. So the sage grows everywhere around here. It's really beautiful. And so I didn't expect to find it in this random, and it was just one piece of sage, which I've been working with really deeply since picking my own sage in the Black Hills. And so yeah, that medicine's coming in to really support us right now. And so sage is a beautiful plant medicine ally. And White Buffalo Calf Woman, who is a Sophianic Grail Queen, is deeply connected to her. So I would love, as we get started here, this is going to be a juicy experience. I really want it to be interactive. This is the time to really connect and show up for yourself in this space with other sisters. We have an amazing group of women here, and also the women that join in on the replay are going to be able to really connect to this queen essence and energy. So I really would love to invite you to share if you feel called in the comments. Let's connect. You know, the Sacred Shamanic Medicine Circle is a sisterhood, and it is my intention for us all to be able to connect and weave together in a really sacred way. So could you drop in the comments where you're located and where you're anchoring in this energy from? I would love to know where you're at on the grid. And also, what does it feel like to call in your queen energy? I'm curious of what that may have brought up for you as I kind of send that invitation out. Sarah says that I was shown stage a couple of days ago. Amazing. Oh, that's amazing. Wow. I love that. Alicia's in Pennsylvania. Beautiful. So have this beautiful mug that I procured in the Badlands. Really spoke to me, really connected me to White Buffalo. It's handmade. And the wolf energy is deeply connected to White Buffalo Calf Woman, who's a shamanic priestess, really ancient medicine woman. Saffron's in California. Sarah is in the UK. Beautiful. Vanna's in New Jersey. Amazing. So today is going to activate you. The codes that I'm going to be sharing are intended to support your remembrance and your reclamation. And so I'd really just love to invite you to soften. This is a feminine energy that we're connecting with today. And the Grail Queens are going to support us in deepening our connection to our feminine and to our queendom in a way that feels really good. So I'm wearing my pearls today. I'm really connected to the pearl energy. The pearls connect me to my queendom. And I actually bought this ensemble of accessories to celebrate a really big transformation process I went through to support my queendom. So I just share that as we go into this queen energy. I invite you to open yourself up to pieces and sense also the rose energy, working with my rose water. That really helps me get into my queen energy. So there are different tools, and I'm curious if you have any tools, if you feel called to share them. But I just wanted to bring those pieces in because having tools can be really powerful when we're connecting with different aspects of ourselves. So let's just take a moment to drop in together. So I'd love to just invite you now, sisters, to come into your heart. You can place a hand on your heart or a hand on your womb, or both, whatever feels aligned. As we just drop into this space. Beloved Holy Mother, Holy Father, Christ Sophia, God, we welcome you into this space today to support every sister in her queendom reclamation journey and her remembrance. We ask for this space to be fully supported and for every sister to receive the medicine, the downloads, and all of the keys and codes that are in divine right order for her in your divine will, God. And we call on the higher self of every sister present to weave magic together. And we call on the power of the Sophianic Grail Queens. We welcome in the Grail Queens into this space and allow their medicine to flow in. Beloved Grail Queens, please speak through me, move through me. Allow me to share the medicine and the keys that are coming in today to support the sisters, to support the sisterhood. We give deep love and reverence for Pachamama and the land that we are on, that we are receiving this transmission. Thank you, Pachamama. And thank you to this space for holding us so beautifully. So we set the intention now for this transmission to be in full divine service to the one true living organic God, and to serve the highest good, support the highest timeline of every sister and all of the lives that she touches to make an impact. Shukuya masukuya natia tia tia tia. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. And so it is. Right. So, who are the Grail Queens and how can they support you? The Grail Queens are divine feminine leaders of the Sophianic bloodlines. And so there are bloodlines that known as the Christ Sophianic bloodlines that are truly the wisdom keepers, and they are the Grail lines of Christ. So I'm going to share, in case some of you have heard me talk about this, some of you may be new to this, so I'll just give a quick thing here just to set the tone. So Sophianic medicine is medicine that I carry and that I bring through. And it's because of the Sophianic bloodlines that I hold in my DNA, and my multidimensional DNA that my soul has carried and that I've been. And so with that, it connects to Sophia, who is the feminine aspect of God. So we have God, the creator, source, God of all life, God of all beings, the organic one true living God. And God emanated the Christ, the masculine energy, and the feminine, the Sophianic energy. And so Christ Sophia are the sacred union, the marriage of God. And so there are different bloodlines of leaders who have incarnated into the bloodlines. So the bloodlines themselves hold ancient wisdom, teachings of Christ, Sophia, and were really the stewards of God and the followers of God, like the Essenes and like the Cathars, which are deeply initiated souls, who are deeply initiated souls. So when we begin to connect in with the Sophianic lines, they all go back to Sophia, who is the Holy Mother. And she has bloodlines. And there have been famous women who have been holding the Sophianic bloodlines that have risen in history as leaders. And so these women are holding Grail codes. And that is why so many women have been connected to them. And so some of these women, I just feel into their power, because here's the thing with a lot of this. I didn't know that I was a holder of Sophianic bloodlines until I started being called home by Sophia. So a lot of women ask me, how do I know if I am holding the Sophianic bloodlines? How do I know? You'll know because it's a cellular resonance and you'll feel it. And when I share information about Sophia, when I hold containers, when I offer different medicine and pieces, like you'll be drawn to it. If you're not called to it, it doesn't mean you're a match for it, right? So it's like there's a homecoming experience, and there's a lot of blocks and things that block us from coming home to understanding what we're holding and who we are. And so the Grail Queens have shared with me that it's really important that I bring this transmission through to connect all of the women who aren't necessarily connecting the piece that they're connected to Sophia and that they're holding Sophianic bloodline coding, which is really high angelic coding because of being highly initiated into that. So there isn't a hierarchy, and I shared this recently. There isn't a hierarchy when it comes to this. There is no I'm better, or what's the word I'm looking for here? Superiority. There isn't an inferior and superior thing. That's not what this is about. It's about leadership, and it's about some women are meant to hold queendoms and some women aren't. The queen energy and being connected to the queens is a very empowering leadership energy. And leadership looks in a lot of different ways, but a lot of it is leading. And the Sophianic Grail Queens, they lead from their heart, from their womb. They are deeply in tune with the divine feminine essence that is within them. And I know I'm kind of jumping all over the place here. There's just a lot that wants to come in. So let me know if this is making sense. If you have any questions too, please drop them in the chat. I am going to do Q&A at the end of this and throughout. So if you have questions, please drop them in. I would love to answer them for you while we're here in this space together. So let's just take, for instance, like your soul has been deeply initiated throughout many lifetimes, throughout many different roles. And so when you go through initiations, your soul holds them, right? Your soul holds all of the parts of you, and your soul's blueprint and your template, it's all there in your soul. And so when you are coming back in now, right, during this ascension cycle, you incarnated here during this ascension cycle, the biggest thing that humanity has ever seen, this collective experience we're going through. There are keys and codes and pieces that will begin to unlock when you reach a certain level of spiritual and emotional maturity that you'll be able to access and be able to wield and steward what your soul has already been initiated to. So that's why a lot of ascension is remembrance, because we're unlocking and we're remembering. And so when I started going through this process, it was like a remembrance. I'm like, oh yeah, of course. All the synchronicities, all the things came in, and I really connected to the work, and I was really connected to what I was learning. So I do want to share here as well that I want to pay a tribute to my mentor who initiated me into connecting to the Grail Queens and the Sophianic Lions, who's Emily Joy Harris. And so I know a lot of you in here have been connected to her as well. And when I connected with her, we really started weaving together, and she helped me unlock a lot of things for my own mission of initiating women into the Sophianic path and initiating them into the ancient oracle arts of Sophia. So I just want to take a moment to honor her and what she's brought through with the queens, because she really stewarded that. And I feel as a sister and as someone who respects her and her work, I honor her for that. And I just want to take a moment to do that, because the Oracle logos is expanding. And so understanding that, like, when you connect in with the Sophianic lines and when you're feeling you're resonating with them, like, there's all different kinds of pieces. And so through your Sophianic reclamation and resurrection, as you connect in, you are really tuning in to what you're here to bring forward for women and what codes you have. And you know, when you just connect with someone and you're like, okay, she has codes for me, I need to work with her. Like, it's like that. And so that's what I'm bringing forward here for you today. The Grail Queens were very specific about their codes and keys that you need to share in your group with your group of women that they need to hear to be able to begin to go through this reclamation process. So the Sophianic Grail Queens, they are holding their own unique medicine and their own unique coding and gifts. And you can work with each and every one of them based on what you have going on with you. And you can develop relationships with them. So I feel like the best way for me to express this is to invite in a Grail Queen and show you this process. And the Grail Queens themselves, there's just so much energy here. I just need to take a pause. So I'm really feeling Joan of Arc come forward right now to support me, because sharing about this, oh God, so there's a huge reclamation happening, and this has been initiated. So I'm sure you all have seen, I've been working with White Buffalo Calf Woman on her homeland. I'm still in the stream of her homeland, even though we're in Wyoming. All of this stretch all the way down to New Mexico is her homeland and where her medicine moves. So there's a massive reclamation happening, and there's a big portal that's opening on 12/12 that's going to be holding a reclamation for us. And it's really big, and it's really powerful, and it's going to light up the Sophianic Grail lines in a really powerful way that are connected to the 144,000 and to the New Earth Revolution. So it's really important to understand that coming home to Sophia and coming home to Christ and that energy is what we're doing here. It's part of why we are ascending, of returning home to God, returning home to Gaia. And the Grail Queens they're here to lead us so we can lead ourselves. Thank you all for being here and witnessing and holding space for this. This is just like, this has been coming in really, really hot, and I wasn't expecting it, and I'm just trying to harness all the energy coming in. So I just want to thank Joan of Arc. She's really helping me with this. So so the feminine Christ energy is leading the New Earth Revolution, and it's through divine union. But the feminine Christ leaders are the oracles. They are the visionaries. We receive the prophecies. I talked a lot about this in the Buffalo Calf Woman Immersion. Prophecy. I really want to bring that word in right now. Prophecy. What does that mean? The prophecy. So holding the queen energy, the Grail Queen energy, they're queens, yes, but they're also oracles. And so they have the ability to connect to prophecy and receive directly from God. That's why they're in the space of being a Grail Queen. So they are a leader, but they're serving God. That's the difference. That is something really important that is coming through, is that these Grail Queens are here to serve God and God's kingdom and humanity. They're not a selfish queen. They are here to serve and make a really big impact. And that's why working with them is so pure and expansive, because they not only want the best for you, they want the best for all of the lives that you touch. We're here to lead a fucking revolution and a movement. That's what the feminine Christ is doing. That's what the feminine Christ is rising into. That's what we're reclaiming. That's what this queendom reclamation is all about. That's being initiated in a few weeks. That is what we're moving into and what we're calling for 2024. It is time for the feminine to rise in a really powerful way. And when you're holding your queendom and you're connected to it and your mission, it drives you because it is bigger than you. It is beyond you. And when you have your Queen's Council, I really want to anchor that in. When you have your Queen's Council, it allows you to move so quickly in an aligned way and in a way that is really, really juicy and good and flowy, in the way a queen is allowed to move. The sun's coming out. Feel it? The SunStar light's coming in right now from Sophia. Thank you. I really am feeling that so deeply. So, okay. So the Grail Queen Council holds an energy of magnetism and of leadership and of integrity, truth, justice, and love. Magnetism, truth, justice, love, integrity. A true Grail Queen is in service with purity and trusts herself and leads from her heart and her womb and wants to serve and be in that sacred reciprocity. And a true Grail Queen also takes care of herself. You can't be in your queen energy and in your queendom if you're not taking care of yourself. I've been learning this the hard way. This has been a big lesson for me that they've been teaching me, that I'm going through an initiation. This is the end of the boss bitch era, okay? I really want to make that clear. The Grail Queens are shutting that down. This boss bitch, I got to do everything, do all of it all at once. I got to be everything to everybody and do all of this. And I'm going to burn myself out and I'm going to be really exhausted and I'm going to be depleted. I'm not going to be able to do anything. No, like that energy of like, I'm a queen, you know, like recognize the inorganic energy of that and connect into the true Holy Grail Queen energy, which is still just as powerful, still gets shit done, still makes an impact, but it's done with softness and it's done in communion with Christ, with God, and it's done with reverence. And so moving with reverence and really listening to what is being asked and trusting that, even if you don't fully understand it. So I'm just going to look at the comments for a second here and see what's going on. Oh, Sarah, you're a 6'2" wisdom keeper in human design. I think I'm a 6'2" as well. A Manny Jen, right? Yeah, a calling, a felt experience. Yeah, Sarah said, yeah. Oh, you got chill. Oh, wow, you've been seeing 1212 every day, Brianna. Interesting. Yeah, 144. Yes, the 144,000 is directly linked to ascension. Those are the warriors of Christ. Those are the Christ Sophianic bloodlines. Truly, God's people, the 144,000. Lead the new destiny for the earth. Yes, big codes coming through. Alicia says, I've been feeling how quickly and flowy things are moving in my life. It's coming at a perfect time. Beautiful. Yes, it is done. Yes. So okay, thank you all for sharing your medicine. So it's so interesting, right? Normally the Grail Queens also aren't perfect. So it's interesting because normally, you know, they're bringing a lot of humility in right now. So I just really want to also bring that peace in and compassion. They're also very humble and compassion, but they're also in their power and they don't take any shit. And that's why they're such great allies to connect to, because they all hold different medicine for you. And so there's a lot of divine feminine energy out there and people connecting with false light beings and things like that, and false ascended masters, things, all that stuff. But when you intend to connect to the Sophianic, like say, I intend to connect with the Sophianic Grail Queen, Joan of Arc, who is in full service and devotion to the one true living God source. And when you intend for that connection to be bridged, you're intending to connect to the true Sophianic Grail Queen. And then you can begin to commune with her or just invite more of her presence into your life. And so there are different Grail Queens And based on your own medicine and your own soul and that journey and what you stand for and what your values are, that's how you'll match with the Grail Queens and know like if you're part of their lineage because of the coding that you keep. So what are you passionate about? I'm really connected to Joan of Arc, and I know a lot of women are, and that's because I really stand for truth and justice and for freedom. And I'm deeply, deeply connected to following God's divine will for me, even when it's uncomfortable. And that's what Joan of Arc holds. Some of you may be really connected to Mary Magdalene and the rose energy and the womb energy and being in that space of also devotion and devotion to Christ. Some of you may feel really connected to Isis and that really beautiful, powerful, like sexual creational energy and that ruler energy and that kind of queendom that she ruled. Some of you may feel really, really connected to White Buffalo Calf Woman because of her shamanic energy and her deep connection to the earth and that communion of ceremony, of ritual, of being in communion with the plants, like the sage that grew here. And her values of peace and gathering and family. So when you start exploring like what your values are and what's important to you, that's how you'll be able to tell what queen you're most connected to. And like even Princess Diana, who was the Sophianic Grail Queen, and like what she went through and what she endured, and of just that beautiful givingness and that beautiful open heart and being able to serve and not be afraid and not be in fear. And also, you know, understanding the hardships that these queens faced. So that's another important piece that I'm feeling them bring in is like, they didn't become a queen and hold their queendom by having the easiest path in life, right? And that's really important to understand about the Sophianic lines and connected to them is like, a lot of us haven't had it easy. Who here has had a lot of trauma? Who here has had a lot of abuse? Who here has been targeted? Who here has experienced a lot of disconnection from God, from your womb, from your heart, disbelief? When I started understanding this of why my life kind of was the way it was, because it was preparing me for all of this. And remember, everything that you move through is part of your medicine that you share with others and how you impact the world, everything you've overcome. So it's really important to know that as well. So I've written a lot of blogs that about my experience with the Grail Queens as well, to like give you firsthand experience and show you just how they can work with you. So you can feel with them like they're a guide. To me, they're my sisters. They're my sisters. They're part of my sisterhood. They're actively a part of Sanctuary of Sophia because a lot of my divine assignments are in collaboration. Well, all of the assignments all of the containers and experiences are in co-creation with the Holy Mother, Sophia. That's part of what I'm holding. And my mission is part of my queendom. So your queendom, okay, this is something that dropped in very clearly in preparation to transmit to all of you. So I'm actually going to bring it up because this is coding. So this is an Oracle Codex that I'm about to share with you. I mean, this whole transmission is, but these specific words dropped in to share in this space. So I wrote this out because you know how I said like there's this big reclamation happening. This is what they were preparing me for and to share this. So okay. So coming into the heart, I just speak to you from my heart. Mhm. Beloved sister, your sacred invitation has arrived. It is time to reclaim your queendom. Your queendom is a multi-dimensional blueprint map that is held within your womb and holds your queendom path. Your queendom path holds your deepest desires, sacred mysteries, wisdom, gifts, abundance, medicine, and movement. You have the power to reclaim your queendom and activate your queendom path. The queendom path calls forward the highly initiated women who are here to deeply make an impact on this earth and for humanity through the medicine of her queendom. Your queendom is here to serve you, humanity, and God. It is in full service to your soul's desires, which are God's desires for you. They are a match. When you reclaim your queendom, you set yourself on the path to receiving it, to building it, and then actually holding it. Your life transforms because you are creating space to hold the queen energy and everything that comes along with it. Life moves you in the direction of your dreams naturally. In order for you to stay in alignment with your queendom path, it is important that you allow your womb and heart to guide you and that you listen. A queen leads with her heart and womb and allows her mind to follow. It is through the art of devotion that a queen reclaims her queendom. Hmm. Hmm. So I want to ask, have you connected with your queendom and everything that's inside? Have you explored it? Have you felt it? Have you received the visions of it? I started understanding my queendom when I started healing my womb, because my queendom was revealed to me when I healed my womb, when I was going through that process and reconnecting. So I'd love to ask you to just take a moment and reflect on that. What would it be like if you could begin to actually connect with the queendom blueprint that's in your womb that holds what you are meant to build, your legacy, the prophecies that you hold? What would it be like to access that and then to nurture it and then to take action and create from it and actually build your fucking queendom? How amazing would that be? Yeah, that's what you're here to do. It's all there. It's a sacred, devotional, oracle art to come home and remember it. And it starts with reclaiming it. And the Grail Queens are here to help you do that. They each offer their own sacred medicine and wisdom of what you need to tap into more of in order to really come into alignment with your feminine energy, to heal your wounds around receiving, and to heal your relationship with the masculine, with Christ, that will hold it. We need the structure. We can't have the queendom without the masculine structure. Otherwise, it's not actually a queendom. It's just stuff. And so really discovering what it means to be in your feminine for you, not for me, not for your friends. Your queen energy, your queendom is an extension of your soul's highly initiated medicine that you have walked through the fire this lifetime and all the other lifetimes across all timeline and space. Like your soul, your queendom is everything that your soul loves and encompasses. And this is everything. This is family. This is relationship. This is your mission. This is your joy. This is your abundance. It's all there. And it doesn't have to look like running like a multi-million-dollar empire. It doesn't have to look like that. So I want to like reframe some of that. Like it doesn't have to be, like I said in the beginning, we're clearing out, we're releasing that sort of boss bitch mentality. That's an inversion. We're connecting into the Grail Queen, which is soft and feminine and easy and graceful. And like, yeah, of course my desires come to me. Of course my queendom is rising. That's what I came here to do. And not in an arrogant way, but in a confident way. You came here to build your queendom. You wouldn't be here in this transmission with me right now if you didn't have a queendom to build. And the Grail Queens are really setting this in that every woman has the ability to reclaim, build, and hold her queendom in this lifetime. Every woman. How she does it is her choice. How long it takes her is her choice. Does she build it and receive it and reclaim it with joy and sisterhood and expansion? Or does she kind of take the lonely road, the solo road? A lot of us have been on that road, the solo road. I know I was for a really long time. And you know what's helped me build my queendom? Weaving medicine with sisters. Yeah. How do we weave? Through circles. How do we weave? Through conversations. How do we weave? Through shared experiences. How do we weave? Through experiences just like this in this group. That's what we're doing here. The power of sisterhood circle weaving is so beyond anything because we're unlocking things for each other. That's how the queendom works. That's why I brought in the Queen's Council before. Who's in your council? Who are you connecting with? Are you surrounded with women who also want to build their queendoms and want to make a difference and want to live an amazing life where they have the freedom and flexibility to live their soul's dreams and be connected and be so connected to God's source and their higher selves that they know I'm in the right place at the right time? And really coming into the queen mindset of trusting the power of your decisions and knowing that you're capable of handling whatever comes your way. That's a queen. That's a true queen. Whatever comes, because life happens, shit happens, I can handle it. I have that trust in myself and the trust in what I'm creating and who I'm choosing to connect with. The reason why the Grail Queen Council is so powerful is because they all have reverence for each other and there's no fucking competition. And that's something that I am a really big stand for. Like women, I want to see every woman rise. No one is better than the other. Some of us are just further along on our journeys because we're here to lead. And part of my movement that I'm leading is leading a sisterhood movement of women rising into their queendoms. And this has been made very, very clear to me after spending 3 weeks being initiated into the depths of my being on the sacred homeland of a Grail Queen. Think about that. Like and this is something I haven't shared, but it feels important to be shared here. Like some of us are leaders of the Grail Queen lines. And I'm a leader of the White Buffalo Calf Woman shamanic lineage for the Grail Queens. That's why I'm out here doing this work. That's why I've had these experiences. And so she's shared with me that like there are many women who are leaders of the lineages. And so part of that is really connecting into your queendom and knowing and owning who you are and what you're here to do and who you're here to support and what your queendom is holding for the collective, for humanity. And it doesn't have to be spiritual work, you know, it's so beyond that. Being out here, let me just tell you this, girls, like being out here in, like, I was in Nebraska last night, okay, and we stayed, there's all this crazy shit. So I'm moving through a big money healing journey right now, and it's amazing. And I want to share this because it's really it's a big medicine piece. So I started working when I was like 8 years old because my parents ran a snack bar in a bowling alley, and they ran a catering business out of a snack bar in a bowling alley. My dad's a professional bowler. Yes, that's what he does. I grew up bowling. All this stuff. I grew up in a bowling alley, very disconnected from nature, inside all the time, cigarette smoke. That's in the 90s when people smoked inside. It was disgusting. Eating shitty food from a snack bar, like fried food and all this crap, right? So I grew up, like, I started running the cash register at my parents' like restaurant snack bar when I was like 8 years old. And then that's when I started working, because I just worked there because I'm a worker. I work. That's who I am. And I continued. I worked at snack bars in high school, and I did it all. I cooked. I did everything, right? If you've ever worked in a restaurant where like you're the one person that does everything, it's like a tiny diners type situation. Anyway, that's where I started working. That's like where I was at in my money story of like making pennies and struggling to get by. And that was the story of my parents too, right? They worked their asses off and they didn't really make any money, you know, but they loved to cook and all this stuff. Anyway, so I'm going through this big money healing journey, and I'm working through this reclamation of money, because that's the other thing. Your queendom, you need to be able to hold your abundance. It's really important. If you don't clear out all of the blocks and the things that are preventing you from holding more of your abundance through your money stories and through your childhood trauma and your attachment style to money, it's going to block you from being able to hold more abundance. And that's what the queens have been teaching me. So this is connected by this story. So anyway, I'm healing all this stuff. I'm going through all of my history with money. I'm going through my trauma with money, of witnessing my parents as a child and the stress and all this stuff and the workplace. So last night we get to this place in Nebraska, and the place we were supposed to stay at didn't get back to us. So we had to find this other place. And it was like this tiny diner run by like a mother and daughter. And we go in there, and I'm sitting there, and we went to like order some food to support them. And I'm sitting there, and I'm like looking around, and Elijah is like, the universe, right? And I'm like, what do you mean? He was like, what does this remind you of? And I was like, I don't know. And he was like, the snack bar. And I was like, oh my God. He was like, yeah, he's like, you're healing your money stuff of where you got started and where you used to be. And look where we are. We're in like a fucking like everything. This woman was doing everything. She's hustling. She's running around. She's cooking. She's bringing up people. She's serving people. And I was like, oh my God. It was a full circle moment of like remembering where I came from and where I'm moving to and healing that. And God provided me to see that. And it was deeply humbling. And so healing our money and relationship with money is really important, a part of reclaiming our queendom, because the queendom is it's luxury, it's abundance, it's freedom. And doesn't mean luxury like I'm buying Louis Vuitton. No, it could be I live on a 50-acre farm and I grow my own food. That's luxury. So I want to invite you to tune in to like, how does it feel to like hold a queendom in your body? How does that feel for you? I'm just curious how that lands. Because these are all of the teachings of the Grail Queens that are coming forward at this time right now, because we got to get this shit out of the way to reclaim the queendom. And we got to get our council in order and really surround ourselves with the women who are really here to lead and to hold the queendom energy. You know, a big part of my mission is teaching women how to do this work, first of all, so then they can teach with women and more of this work can impact women and you can teach your own medicine, all of that. That's what's happening in the White Buffalo Calf Woman shamanic initiation. I'm teaching you how to do all this stuff. But then also, I have a lot of humanitarian missions. I have a really big mission around building autism recovery centers. My sister is severely autistic. I'm deeply connected to that. Her and I have a mission together around that. That's something that I'm called to do. That's what's coming. But like, how do you want to impact humanity? That's the queen energy. All of these Grail Queens, they didn't just sit up in their throne and didn't do shit. They served their people. And that's the queen energy. And they do it by relaxing, receiving, and remembering. And that was coming in so clear last night. Relax, receive, remember. Relax, receive, remember. And so there's a way to do this where you can relax into it. And I know I'm all hyped up right now. And it's just because I'm just really passionate about women being able to access their queendom and build it. And I've been building mine I've been consciously building mine for the last year, and my life has completely transformed because I've been connecting into the queendom. I mapped out my queendom and I look at it. I mapped it out and I look at it and I connect into that version of me and I connect into it. So connecting into all of your feminine queen aspects, connecting into your womb, and really tuning in to see what queen wants to support you. What are you going through right now? What challenges are you going through right now? Actually, if you're still here live or in the replay, I want you to share with me, if you feel comfortable, what's the challenge you're going through right now? And I'm going to tune in and I'm going to tell you what Grail Queen is coming in to work with you. I want to do that as a gift to all of you who are here. So share with me your challenge around connecting to your queendom. And I'm going to connect in and see what Grail Queen comes forward to support you with building, reclaiming your queendom. So we'll just take a pause for that right now. I'm just watching the comments. I love y'all so much. Thank you for being here with me live. It's so much more fun when women are here live because then we can weave together. And yeah, so just thank you for being here live. And thank you to all the sisters on the replay. I know we have women in like every time zone and I'm in mountain time now and it's just very bizarre. So, okay, I'm going to read Sarah. Okay. Sarah says, started to connect to the field of my queendom recently, as we've discussed the legacy. Yes. The feeling. And then the womb healing we did led to another huge, so Sarah was in the White Buffalo Calf Woman immersion. We did some really amazing womb healing in there together. It's still working. Wow. Another huge shift today through breath work. Beautiful. Been dropping into the womb and heart connection. Felt my magnetism like never before, like a field. It is oh my God. Yes. Oh my God. I so feel that. So your magnetism opened up through the womb healing. Yes. That is what happens when we heal our womb. It is a field. Whew, I have full body chills. Oh my God. This is so exciting. This is so exciting because I know what happens. I know what happens once your magnetic field and your womb starts pulsating into the field. It's like everything starts coming in and it's just so alive and it's just so exciting. Oh my God. I'm so excited. Thank you for sharing that. Woo. Wow. Wow. Prophecy, weaving. These are really keywords. Keywords. Yeah. Brianna says amen. Yay. Okay. Brianna says slightly intimidating, really vast and expansive, joyful, helpful, full of food and celebrations and healing and community. Oh my God. I love that. That right there. You know what that really reminds me of? It reminds me of the Fae energy, sister, with food and celebration and community. That's really connected to the Fae. I love that. And that is so you and your expansion. Oh, wow. Sarah says, my divine service will support rehab spiritual healing centers for trafficked children. I'm claiming that. Fuck yes. Yes. I know. Sarah and I have talked a lot about this. There's so much to go into. And I really honor you, Sarah, and like claiming that because that's really important work. Oh, Brianna says Cleopatra. Cleopatra, she's such a beautiful womb healer. And she's really an amazing alchemist. Cleopatra, the true Cleopatra, she's an incredible alchemist. I have some blogs written about her. I should drop those in the group. I'll pin those in at some point so y'all can read them if you want. It's alive. Yes. Oh, okay. So Sarah Lou says money. So that's the piece. Yeah. So, okay. Let me tune in around money. Yeah. So Cleopatra is actually coming forward for you, Sarah Lou, to connect to because she has something that's called the Jewel of Abundance. It's a template, and she is able to hold massive amounts of wealth. So she's coming in, and I can feel this connection. And it's a synchronicity too, because Brianna just mentioned Cleopatra. But when I really need to tune more into abundance and wealth of a queen, I tune into Cleopatra. And she's coming in right now to really reflect that. So this is great. Thank you for sharing this, because this is for all sisters. If you're struggling or you're needing support with abundance around money and connection and like Cleopatra, she holds so much, and she can show you, like, just being in her energy can be really powerful. So ask her through reverence. And that's another important piece when we're wanting to connect with the Grail Queens, asking with reverence and being open. It's really important to be reverent. I mean, they're divine feminine Christ beings, and they're here to serve us and work with us. But just like in any relationship, that sacred reciprocity has to be there. So yeah, I just want to mention that as well. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Wow, beautiful. So Nicole says confidence has been my issue. Okay. So yeah, thank you for sharing that with confidence. Yeah, Joan of Arc. So connecting with Joan of Arc will really help support your confidence. So yeah, that's coming in really, really strongly. She's a very, she is rooted in her convictions. She takes her sword and she puts it in the ground. I mean, and she takes a stand and she's confident in it. So yeah, that's who is coming in for that. And that's really powerful medicine. So thank you for sharing, sister. Hmm. Yeah. So, okay. I want to see if anything else wants to drop in here. So obviously there's been a lot of codes that have come in today, and this is going to continue to activate and work with you as you deepen. So you can set an intention to deepen your relationship to the Grail Queens and just see how they come in. They come in really beautiful ways. They can come in meditation. They can come in dream time. They can come in the physical. You might see something just randomly. Something might pop up about this or about that or whatever. And so there's a lot of different connections that they can come through by. And really seeing them as part of your own council. And so the Queen's Council is forming. Ooh, so, ooh. Okay, Brianna says, I want to tune into this, so stability. White buffalo calf woman. Yeah, she's coming in, which makes sense, Brianna, about the journey we're about to take together. White buffalo calf woman is so grounded and stable in her roots, even though she moves. So I would call upon her to help you really ground in to the stability and what you're able to create from a place of groundedness and trust and belief in yourself. And knowing that you're fully capable of creating. And she works a lot too with belief and trust. So creating stability and safety for yourself will allow you to then feel safe internally. And so practices that will support in that, of creating that. Whew. All right. So this has been a really big transmission, and I want to just invite you to continue to work with the frequency and the code shared here. Play with this. Connect with your queendom, play in that energy. Queens like to play too and create and hold. So, so something really special that I'm really excited to bring in and share with all of you, that I'm being asked to hold the space for and to bring through to support this reclamation that's happening beginning on the 12/12 portal, is the Queen's Council, which is designed to reclaim your queendom, to support you in reclaiming your queendom. And so this is going to be a sisterhood group journey. It's going to be a medicine container. It's going to focus all on reclaiming your queendom, and like those things that we've been talking about today, about healing your wounds around receiving, and of actually connecting into your queendom blueprint in your womb and beginning to access that, and to develop a relationship with other women who are calling this in. So this is a container that I'm going to be holding. It's initiating on December 12th. It's initiated on the 12/12 portal, and it's going to carry us through into the new year until January 11th. This is like very succinct dates that I was given around this portal, and it's about bridging all of the visions and feelings and desires of reclaiming your queendom and what you're calling in for the new year. What kind of energy do you want to be in going into 2024? And what are you claiming for 2024? Who are you becoming? Who are you becoming? 2024 is a really powerful year. There's so much coming in, and it's like, what energy do you want to be in moving through the winter solstice and moving also through this like holiday time where there's like a lot of noise? And this is what they were sharing with me. It's like coming into a Christed Sophianic container during this time is going to be so nourishing, because it's going to keep you focused on actually creating and reclaiming and remembering and receiving and relaxing into your queendom. It's such a typically busy, stressful, chaotic time throughout the holidays. But the thing is, a queen doesn't need to be stressed. And that's a belief that we're going to break in this container. And so the Queen's Council is going to begin to receive rising queens. And so it's going to be from December 12th to January 11th. There's going to be all kinds of things in it. It's going to be really full and really nourishing and supportive. We're going to have a lot of sisterhood connecting times, because that's really what's going to help unlock. And we're going to have womb healing. We're going to have healing the wounds of the feminine and the masculine. We're going to heal all that distorted old feminine boss bitch mentality, the old paradigm. We're going to collapse the old paradigm of the feminine, because you can't be in that to really tap into your organic queendom energy and what's coming in. And so it's going to be really beautiful. And I'm really excited for the transformations. And I'm really excited because the women that are called into this space are going to be holding such a powerful frequency and being surrounded in that together. We're just going to keep building. And the reclamation is just going to keep happening. And it's over such a beautiful portal of energy. So if you're interested, if you want to learn more about it, please send me a message. I would love to share more of the details with you. This is going to be really, really big. And it's a huge part of the revolution and the rising of the queens in 2024, of the true Grail Queens. And the Grail Queens are going to be really present, helping us through the experience and deepening the connection. And there's also going to be a really beautiful Sophianic visionary workshop as part of this, that's going to help you really tune into your vision for 2024 as this year closes, and to bring that in and to anchor that in, so that way that seed can continue to land and then blossom throughout the year. So it's going to be really, 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 really potent. So send me a message if you're interested in learning more about it. I'm really excited about it. This is the first time I'm sharing about it because it was meant to come through in this transmission. And yeah, I'd love to open it up now. If you have any questions about anything, please drop them in the chat. And yeah, we'll just tune in. And also, I would love to know, what was your biggest takeaway from this transmission? Please share that in the comments, because that'll anchor it in for you and it'll make it real. So if you say like, oh, I was able to connect with this, or this really spoke to me, please share that, because that really makes it real. And it allows you to then integrate it and begin to actually take what you received here out into your life, which is true, because I don't want to just activate you. I want to really help you make that transformation in your life. Because if we're just activated all the time but nothing's happening, it doesn't feel good. We want things to shift, right? That's why we love being activated so much, because it shifts us. But to make that lasting transformation, we got to anchor it in, and we got to be with it, and we got to reflect on it. So yeah, just take a moment here. If anybody has any questions or comments, or what really spoke to you. I'm so excited about the Queen's Council. This is just going to be so epic, and it was so unexpected and really, really, really necessary. Yeah, really needed. I've received that there's like just some really important like oracle priestess, medicine woman weaving work that needs to be done here in order to help really shift and bring in this energy that's coming in. To claim it, say it out loud, believe it. It's just not inside anymore. We are a movement, and the support is here. Beautiful. I love that. Thank you so much for sharing. Excited to read up on Joan of Arc energy and anchor it in. Beautiful, sister. Yeah. Yeah, I have some blogs about her. I'll share them in the group. Yeah, you're welcome, sister. Just want to say thank you all so much for being here, for receiving. Thank you so much to the Grail Queens for their presence, all their medicine, and what they're bringing forward for the Queen's Council. I'm really, really excited about that. And I can just feel the expansion and how magnetic and regal this experience is going to be. All right, sisters, I love you. Thank you for being a part of this sisterhood. Thank you for your presence. Thank you for your beautiful, beautiful medicine that you share in this space. I also just want to say, if things continue to land, please share it in the group. After you are kind of anchoring things in, please share it in the group. I would love to witness you, and also other sisters witnessing you is very powerful. Brianna says, I feel so much more empowered and inspired. I'm also relaxed and relieved and humbled by the duality of it. Yeah, and releasing boss do it all mentality. Yes, I love that. Connecting with the abundance and faith, and honoring, appreciating what's around me now, and desiring more sisterhood. Intending to connect has been huge and simple. Oh, sister, that is so beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that. Yeah. Don't ever underestimate the power of sisterhood. It's what we're here to remember and receive, and it's okay, and it's beautiful. And the most beautiful experiences are when we can share it with others who understand, and we can heal the trauma of not being seen or received. So yeah, thank you, sisters. Sending you all my love, and I will see you soon.